So I know every time I tell you guys to grab a paper and pen and be ready for an amazing podcast episode, today I'm really encouraging you because we have a tremendous guest. I was blown away by this episode. We had to sit down with one of my clients, Elle, and she's not only the most amazing entrepreneur and mother and person, she gets it. And the insights that we get from her, the takeaways, the golden nuggets are one after another and after another. I know I'm hyping this one up to be a big one. This is all about the struggle of the juggle, which whether you have kids, young kids, grown kids, no kids, it's the struggle of the juggle, juggling our business life with our personal life. I don't want to give away the rest. So be ready for this powerful, powerful episode with one of my clients. And also, speaking of that, you can come meet her in an upcoming Momentum group. So I invite you, reach out to me, information in the show notes below. You can come and meet Elle and the rest of our amazing Momentum members. We meet twice a month, but just come as our guest. Check it out, see if it's for you. Anyways, on with the show. Grab that pad of paper and pen and enjoy. Hi, I'm Marshall Stern, and I've spent over 35 years leading and growing multiple small businesses. I know firsthand the struggles of entrepreneurship, feeling isolated, lonely, overwhelmed, and feeling like you have to do it all by yourself. I've been through multiple recessions, and I have felt the highs and the lows. I've been there, and I get it. This podcast is here to change that. Every week, I will bring you straight talking advice, real-world strategies, and honest conversations about what it takes to succeed in business without the fluff, the gimmicks, or the sugarcoating. If you're ready to stop spinning your wheels and start making real progress, then you are in the right place. This is the Stern Truth. All right, welcome back everyone to another episode of the Stern Truth, Business Unfiltered. Wow, this is a special episode. It's a birthday episode.
Yay!
My guest, Elle from Ellevate Creative, it's her birthday. Happy birthday, Elle.
Thank you. Thank you.
How are you?
Another year turning 30.
Well, you look great for turning 30. Okay, so before we get into, well, maybe first tell me a little bit about yourself and your business before we get into the stern truths about entrepreneurship.
Okay, sounds good. So I'm Elle of Ellevate Creative. I am a mom of two and a fur baby. And I run Ellevate Creative, specializing in website development, SEO accessibility, and funnel marketing. And I'm passionate about working with local businesses. That is where my heart and soul lies.
Yeah, just when you said that, like I could, the passion's oozing from you, right? Tell us a little bit about your journey. When did you start Elevate Creative and why? What got you into starting your own gig?
Funny story. Um, I created my business out of necessity, and that's
Hmm.
really weird to start with. But my first client was from a layoff. I was in a 9 to 5 corporate job, thinking I was in my absolute dream job. 3 months in, sorry, Elle, we gotta let you go. And I said, what? But I thought everything was going good. And I was so confused. And I didn't know what to do. It's a weird time after the pandemic. I needed the job, but I was caught in this spot where I had no control over it. So, I mean, I do what I normally do, and I got the lemons and I made lemonade. And the person that terminated me ended up being my first client ever. First client. And I didn't start Elevate Creative right away because I didn't know where that journey was heading. So this client, who was my former employer, was my client for a whole year. A whole year when I thought it was just going to be contract work for a few months. They became my client, and I started a new job, and next thing you know, I fell pregnant. Fell pregnant, and I was just like, oh my goodness. Now I'm going to be off work. Life is not cheap. EI is not a lot. And I was like, what do I do? So I did what I always did. I took the lemons and I made some lemonade. And that's when I said, you know what? I've been working my own thing for a whole year, why not step it up a notch and really give it a go? And that's when Elevate Creative was really born. I started it officially when I was 4 months postpartum. In
Mhm.
between raising my 4-month-old baby and during nap times, I built my business. And it's been the best decision I've made since.
Wow. 4 months after the birth of your first child.
Yes.
That's crazy, really. For anyone who's had a whether like obviously for the woman, the mom, because just everything, the hormones, like everything's right. But even honestly, like for all the dads out there, it's just still. I mean, it's not still lack of sleep, just the priorities change, whatnot. So the fact that you have the focus and the ability to do that is tremendous.
Yep, it was not easy. I'm not going to glamorize it.
Yeah.
Um, I think that's one thing that I want to be very, very clear on and be absolutely authentic on is raising a business, raising a business, building a business while you're raising children is
Yeah.
not easy. I mean, it's not even easy without children. So
Hmm.
I'm not going to glamorize it. It was not easy. It took a lot of hard work, good habits, and discipline to get to the point of stability and growth for my business. And I think having a children was just a bonus. Because now I'm on to my second kid. She's one now. My oldest is almost three. And I think of it as every day I'm doing my thing and I'm showing my girls
Hmm.
that this is what hard work is. And they're learning from me as I
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. I love that. And we've been working together for a while, and we talked about that. Like you are what we do is modeling for our kids. And modeling for others who don't have, obviously our kids are our kids, but I mean my kids are now adult kids. But even just our friends, our community, it's all about I know you're the same thing, being of service and just showing the way. And I think there needs to be more people um, like yourself out there doing this amazing work. And your girls are all going to grow up. They're growing up now, watching their amazing mom do this amazing work, right? And being
Absolutely.
present and building a business so that she can be present with them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what? I got caught off with a really random question from my toddler yesterday. It was kind of very out of nowhere. I dropped her off at daycare. We were walking in, and she said, Mommy, okay, no, she's almost three. She said, Mommy, are you happy when we get to daycare? And I said, that's an interesting question. But I mean, I said, well, I miss you. I miss you in the day when I'm working, but I know that you're happy here. And she was fine with that. She was
Hmm.
absolutely fine with that. And then she said, of course, in toddler way, she walked in and she said, soon I'm going to be able to work. And all I could say
Yeah,
was, honey, you got a long way to go. But in my head, I
yeah,
kind of trailed off with, and when you're ready, I hope you love the work that you do.
nice. And kudos to you because that's an awesome answer, right? Because as parents, our initial instinct is to just to say
Yeah,
it,
just
just to
brush it off. But
say, what are
here's
you
the thing,
talking
they're
about?
marshmallow, they're like sponges.
Yeah,
They take
yeah,
in everything that you say to them.
yeah, yeah. My son actually, so some different but similar. So when he was like probably six, right? I just let me go back. Maybe he was eight, seven, maybe he was seven, because I had just started coaching, right? I just actually had taken this leadership coaching certification program, and they watched me again. I'm I, I was modeling, learning, and doing something that I was passionate about. And they saw me do this, even though he was seven. And I took him to school one day, and he said to me, "Daddy, um, not every leader is a good leader as a 7-year-old." I went, "Oh, interesting. Okay. Really?
Wow,
Why do you
okay.
say that?" He goes, "Well, I'm going to make up the names in case these guys are watching because he's friends with them now." But he said, because Joey, during recess or on the playground, um, is the leader, but he's telling us what to do. And we don't necessarily want to do it, like playing around, like he's the leader, right? Telling us to go here and play this game, do that. And we don't necessarily want to, but he's the leader, so we do it. That's not a good
Mm.
leader, is it?
Wow.
Wow. Oh, I went
Yeah, no.
wow. I went wow. That's an insight from a I think he probably was around 7 at the time, right? On what real good leadership is. So
Yeah.
that just
Yeah.
reminded me of that because it's not leadership's not about telling. It's the same thing with parenting. Although we do get in the habit as parents to tell our kids to do certain things,
Yeah.
but they
Yeah.
have to buy in,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And yeah. So tell me, Elle, if you could go, when did you start? So how long has it been since you started the business officially,
I
Ellevate?
officially 3 years,
Years.
unofficially 4 years
Okay.
since my layoff.
Right. Right. So which is the best thing that's happened to you? Next
Yes.
to, well, the kids, obviously. Well, kids. Yeah.
Well,
Uh,
before the kids happened.
that was before the kids. Yeah. Um, what would you say would be, you kind of alluded to some of them, but what would be some of the biggest challenges? Because, here on the Stern Truth, we talk about the real, this is like
Yeah.
no holds barred, unfiltered, the good, the bad, the ugly. Tell me some of the bad. Not the bad, but the challenging.
Oh
Some stuff that's
gosh.
like, holy crap, this is,
Where do I start? The kids on their own, they pose a plethora of challenges. First of all, it's not as easy breezy as having a schedule on your calendar, sitting down, starting your morning. It's like, this is how it's going to go. Remember, I started my business when my kid was 4 months old. She did not get into daycare until like months, a year after,
hmm,
right? So I was faced with a day-to-day that had so much uncertainty, so much uncertainty. Things get thrown at you. The kid could be in a bad mood that day and you can barely get anything done. Like you basically had to go with the flow. You had to go with the
hmm,
flow. And I'm really speaking to a lot of mothers out there and ones that are feeling like, oh, gosh, where's that fire that I had? And it's a challenge. It's not easy, but it's not impossible either. And that takes me back to, you know, good habits and a lot of discipline. It's commitment. It's saying that I'm going to do this and following through. And if it doesn't go through for whatever uncontrollable circumstance around you, aka kids, giving yourself grace
hmm,
to sit down and be like, you know what? I gave my best. Kid got sick today. Things like that. And just giving yourself grace and be like, you know what? That was the intention. I did work towards it, but this happens. And it's not just kids. Things happen in business all the time. Different challenges arise all the time. The other week, my clients lost email access. The next day, I lost email access. There are things that happen all the time, and you have to be ready to pivot. You have to be ready to pivot. And if you're going to start off on your entrepreneurial journey, you have to love the journey. Love the journey. Not just one day I'm going to get there. And now you're waiting years, years, years to get there, whatever there is, whatever your version of success is. But if you don't love the journey, that is going to be a very, very long journey. I treat my business like I'm dating.
hmm.
Weird. I date
No,
it. I'm dating myself. I'm dating my business. Every single day I choose how I'm going to keep the spark alive. Not far off from being in a relationship and
yeah.
maintaining. The fire doesn't just keep burning. It's not a passive thing.
I know, okay, but okay. So what you're saying is beautiful, and I agree 100%, right? And it's discipline, it's determination, it's desire, right? I'm talking a lot about that
Hmm.
these days, right?
Yeah.
I had an episode on that. The 3Ds and desire is critical, which you have, okay? Because discipline is like not sexy. Discipline's like, ugh.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
if you have the desire, it's a whole lot easier,
Yes.
right? It's like raising a kid. If you didn't,
Totally.
you have desire to be the best parent, the best mom, the best parent possible.
Yeah.
So there's certain things that you have to be dedicated, disciplined about, determined to do for your kids. But it's a lot easier because you have that inner burning fire, that desire
Yes.
for them to have the best possible life and to raise these two amazing, brilliant, women, right? So, but come on. It's great. Everything you're saying, it's like, oh, so beautiful. And it's like getting up and you create your day and all this stuff. Not always easy though.
Mm.
So what do you do? How do you navigate the constant shift of emotions, all the noise out there, self-doubt, if that comes up, right? I know you said it's not easy, but it's not impossible. But how do you navigate that? You talk about pivoting and navigate. How do you get through it all?
So first off, I want to say that yes, my kids are benefiting from watching their mother do what she does, as I have in my youth. You know, my mom was she was a manager for an airline company. She took me to work a lot. And in the Philippines, it was a lot of formality. It was about going into the office and people would be like, "Good morning, ma'am." That's
Hmm.
how formal it was in the Philippines. And I saw my mom go in and out of work with a smile on her face. She loved what she did. She loved the people that worked for her. She was an excellent leader.
Mm.
And that's where I stand for. Today, I get through my day to day, not just for my kids, but for me. And my desire stems from something maybe you've heard of before, maybe you haven't, but I'm okay being uncomfortable. I'm okay with discomfort, but my desire stems from how do I get out of this discomfort?
Mm.
How do I get to the point that this thing that I go to every single time causes me discomfort? How do I get from that discomfort to no longer being uncomfortable? And I'll give you a bit of an example. I'm a natural introvert. Natural introvert. I know it's hard to believe, but my first networking group ever, I walked in there and I walked out completely just unraveled because I just went in like, yeah, I'm gonna go network. Here I am, the introvert self walking in, just like, oh my gosh, what have I gotten myself into? And I was so uncomfortable. And I walked away feeling like, gosh, should I even ever do that again? But then I was like, no, I want these connections.
Mhm.
I want to connect with other people. That's my goal. I want to have strong connections with my community. And so I kept going. I kept going. I was uncomfortable from my first session, but I kept going, 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 going. And eventually, that feeling of discomfort just went away. And I'm not saying it all of a sudden. I went one day, I'm like, I'm not uncomfortable being here anymore. No, it took a lot of practice, a lot of patience, and a lot of getting to know myself as well, understanding my own boundaries and barriers into being open with who I work with, who I interact with. But really, my what keeps me going every day is wanting so bad to get out of discomfort. I don't like discomfort so much that
Mm.
I work my ass off to be able to get out of that discomfort, you know? And I think that's what got me to where I am today is the fact that when I see something that I know I'm going to be uncomfortable with, I don't back out from a challenge.
Mm.
Like, let me go into that. Let me get into that and make it my cup of tea. And at the end of the day, I'm going to sit here, sip on my tea, and you'll see I'm not going to be uncomfortable anymore.
Wow, I love that. I love that because I always talk about. You've heard me say this before, probably. We need to. Well, there's a whole saying that um, the growth is in there's the uncomfortable zone, there's the comfort zone, but when we step into the uncomfortable zone, that's where the growth is, outside of our comfort zone, right?
Yeah.
So I always say we need to become comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yes,
Which, as you were saying that, I was thinking maybe that's not right what I'm saying, but no, it's the same thing. It's
it is.
about it's about stepping into that and knowing, okay, I'm going to be uncomfortable, but I'm okay with that. And the more you do it, the more, look, not everything. You put me, I'm not going on a 5 meter diving board or platform like at a pool. I'm scared of heights. I'm not going, right, what do you call it? You know, rock climbing or anything like that. Zip line. No, that's not for me. That's uncomfortable. Do I need to be comfortable
Yes.
doing that? No, because am I going to grow as a person? Maybe a little bit, but is it really, the question is it in line with where you want to go?
Yes, your goals.
Your
Absolutely.
goals.
If
You,
you're standing on the other side of the bridge looking at where your goals are and you're scared of heights and you're looking 100 feet down below
Oh,
you, and
yeah.
you got to cross that bridge to get to your goal. Is that height going to stop you from getting there?
Yeah.
It's not. You're going to cross that bridge one way or another. Is it going to be with your eyes closed? Who knows? You're going to cross it in a way that works for you.
Well, it's all about desire. It really is because they said I remember hearing in a seminar once, they said imagine you have kids, okay, or one kid, let's just say, and you're on one building, top of one building, the rooftop of one building, and there's the rooftop of another building, which is pretty close to each other, but it's still like 4 feet apart, whatever. And the building where your child is on fire. The only way to get them is to jump across, which is
Mhm.
doable. It's not like it's like impossible, whatever, but
Mhm.
it's doable, but it's scary because it's like a 30-story building or 50-story building, right?
Yeah,
For $5, would you do it? Actually, I screwed that up. But for $5, would you jump across the building for $5?
for $5. No, that
Forget, no. But if the building was on fire and your kid was on the top,
you don't have to pay me. Keep your $5. I'm going to make that leap.
yeah. So it's all exactly. It's all about desire. It's all about desire. And the other thing you said was, which I love, and I totally agree with the talk about is everyone falls in love with the goal, the right, the destination.
Hmm.
And there's that quote, success is a journey, not a destination, blah, blah, blah. Okay, what does that mean? Yeah,
Hmm.
success is a
Hmm.
journey, not a destination. Yeah, it's true. But everyone's falling in love with the goal. Oh, I want to hit a six-figure business or seven-figure business. I want to expand. I want this. I want that. I want a new house, whatever.
Yeah.
But most people don't get there. Or I want to lose weight. I want to get fit. I want to bulk up. That's what I'm going to look like this in like 6 months or a year.
Hmm. Hmm.
Problem is, the journey is hard. And they're not in love with the journey.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, as you said, we have to fall in love with the process, fall in love with the journey, embrace it, use the word discipline, not a sexy word, but if you really truly want something, if the desire is there, that's the only way for our listeners. That's the only way you're going to get there.
Absolutely.
Is
Absolutely.
is hard, heart, smart work, but
Yeah, and it's
work,
not just within your business as well. I feel like
absolutely,
that stems
life,
from your day-to-day life. You know, if
absolutely,
it is losing weight, you have to love the journey of losing weight. Okay. Are you willing to do the meal planning, the discipline to go whenever the days that you plan to schedule it in the week and just be disciplined? I feel like good habits aren't just, you don't just take it from one part of your life and that's it, and then screw the rest.
yeah,
You take your good habits in every aspect of your life and you're gonna have a good life because you love the journey. You set it up into milestones. You're not just looking at like, okay, that's my goal to make it or break it. No, I celebrate every small win
yeah,
or big win. And that's great for me. That keeps me going. Does that mean I don't have great days? No. If I don't have great days, I own it. And I say, yeah, I don't have a great day, but I don't stay there. That's
yeah,
the difference.
that's
A lot
true.
of people get into bad days and they just stay there, or they get into a situation in life and they just stay
Yeah,
in the hole that they
yeah.
dug from themselves. I can't do that.
And that's great because same thing with imposter syndrome. Okay,
Yeah.
I always, people say, "Oh, imposter syndrome is horrible. It's horrible." I don't think it's so bad unless you stay there.
Yeah.
When imposter syndrome, not always, but when imposter syndrome starts to rear its ugly head, sometimes that means you are actually stepping outside of your comfort zone into your growth zone, the uncomfortable, the unknown, and you're growing. But it's scary. You talked about it earlier. It's the uncertainty,
Hmm. Hmm.
right? So sometimes you might push back and say, "Oh, I don't know. Is this for me? Am I too young, too old, too this, too that, not experienced?" But if we do it, it having that imposter syndrome come up sometimes means that you're actually on the right path,
Hmm. Hmm.
right?
I have this theory about imposter syndrome,
Okay.
and I feel like it is a perspective of who you are now as a growing individual
Hmm.
leading your old self that wants to stay safe and comfortable.
Yeah.
And it's this clash between the two individuals because when you're growing, you're in a transition in life. And there you are as a growing individual, and here you are as your old self that wants to keep safe. stay in the same space, not, just not ripple any waters. And to me, I think of it as like I close my eyes, I take out my hand, and I lead myself and be like, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. Take my hand, my friend. Let's go on this journey together. That's how I approach it. Because of imposter syndrome, don't get me wrong, I felt it before, when I started really feeling like, oh my gosh, wow, this is actually working out, and all of a sudden there's so much going on around you. And yes, you get that moment of like freezing of like, oh my gosh, like, what am I doing? But then in that moment of freezing and feeling like, is this really what I'm supposed to do? Am I doing the right thing? You have to take that moment to yourself. This is a moment for yourself to sit, take your hand, take your old self, and be like,
Mhm.
let's go on this journey together. You are
Yeah.
not alone. There's your old self, your growing self. You are leading yourself out of this. And I think about it as like, oh my gosh, you think you're in a burning room, but guess what? Here I am to help you. Let's go. Let's get out of here.
And that resonates a lot. And so, you know, you and I have been working together for a bit of time, and I've been watching your growth, which has been absolutely amazing. And the stuff that you've been doing and the community you build and um, the connections you make. And it's interesting, we're in, I don't know, 30 minutes into this chat, this episode or so, and we haven't talked about your business really that much. And I love this conversation. I want to know a little bit more about the business too, but it's all about you've shared so many. I haven't had to really ask you any questions because you've been sharing so many gold nuggets and so much. And I hope people are going to listen to this episode. And I'm going to push this episode out there because everything you're sharing, whether you're a female business owner who has kids, I hate the term mompreneur, so I'm saying it that way, right? Or a dad who has kids, or just a female business owner or a male, it doesn't matter. Everything you're sharing, there's so much truth to it. And if people would just listen to the insights and the golden nuggets that you are sharing, it's so powerful. It is so powerful because, and I shared ironically, so a quote I shared today, it's from someone unknown. So, but it says, you can never expect to succeed if you only put work in the days you feel like it.
Yes. I
And
100% agree.
And I'm telling you, and I've shared this before, I reshare this quote often. I wish I knew who said it, but it really doesn't matter. It's so true. People just think they can just flip a switch on,
Like waiting for the right moment,
right?
constantly waiting.
Constantly waiting. They're on the
Yeah.
sidelines, or they might put a little bit in here, and it's like, okay, I don't feel like it, and whatever.
I'm
But
gonna wait until feel better. I'm gonna wait until it's the right time. I'm gonna wait until things calm down. Like I feel like there's a lot of making pillows out of excuses. I
oh,
obviously, I love
yeah, yeah,
analogies, but
that's a good
I'm
one.
that person. But like a lot of people's like excuses upon excuses and comparison on
Yeah,
like this person is succeeding because they have this, they were born with a simple silver spoon, they were this.
yeah,
But entrepreneurship is not easy, and a lot of people take their excuses of why someone is doing well,
yeah.
they put it on their bed and they lay on it. And that's where their comfort lies, is that, hey, other people are doing well because they had an advantage.
Well, I really, yeah, I don't know if it's because it's your birthday or what it is, but you are just on fire today. Like seriously, gonna have to have you back because um, what you're sharing is a personal thing. What you're sharing is about us as individuals, not businesses, right? People always say, well, what do you do? You're a business coach, you coach businesses. No, I don't. I coach and mentor people, primarily business owners.
Mhm.
It's the person. We're people first, business is second.
Yes.
We're moms first, dads first,
Hmm.
sons, daughters, people. Because that is what the business doesn't have discipline,
No, no.
right? And you can't expect if you have employees or even subcontractors that you work with, it all starts with leadership. And that's where leadership is all about the vision, right? That goal,
Hmm.
but having the desire. And as you said earlier, waking up every morning internally, yourself, say, okay, I've got I've got you. Grab my hand, let's go. It's helpful to have a coach or a mentor or accountability group definitely surround yourself with other business owners, 100%, but it starts with yourself.
Totally. And I just want to kind of branch off of what you said, especially as my coach. Um, you don't just go and get a coach just because. You have to be open to hearing the good, the bad, the ugly. That means if you are not holding up your part of what you say you're going to do, keeping accountable to yourself and being comfortable with someone else holding you accountable. That's the hard part. People think you just get a coach and like, I'm going to be successful after this. No, you have to be coachable. You have to be someone that's willing to hear the good, the bad, and ugly of what you do in your day to day. And you have to take that in with the goal of being better.
Yeah.
That's to me is the biggest thing. I have a big mouth. I get in trouble for it all the time. And I see things that people are uncomfortable hearing. And I don't take it personally. I don't. For me, I'm like, well, you're still in your journey. You're
Hmm.
not in this part of the journey yet. And I
Right.
don't take that personally. But I will always be authentic and genuine in what I say, the feedback I give. And if I'm hearing the same problem over and over and over again from the same person, first off, I go like this. Are we problem solving or are we ranting? And then we go from
Okay.
there.
Okay. So here's the thing. I started this podcast. I think our first episode was March 1st or something, right?
Okay.
So half a year ago, a little more than half a year ago. And I think we're in month 8 or something. Well, when this episode comes out, might be a little bit longer. But here's the thing. This episode is exactly why I started the podcast. This is what I wanted every single episode to be about. A conversation about the good, the bad, the ugly of
Mhm.
running businesses. What holds us back, what stops us, what scares us, and how to navigate around it because it's very noisy out there. So we're going to wrap it up in just a couple minutes. I'm going to have you back with your permission.
Absolutely.
Okay. What would be, okay, I'm going to ask you two questions. What do you think separates, I always like to ask this question, so I can ask it. What do you think separates those business owners who struggle to build the business that they want from those who are building it the way they want? Those who struggle from those who are succeeding or thriving. What do you think is separates them? The one thing, or one of the things that separates them.
For me personally, you have to love problem solving because
Okay.
every challenge you face in your business, and that looks business that different from everybody, you have to love puzzles and problem solving and knowing, all right, okay, now we got problem A. Why is this happening? And how can I make it better?
Hmm.
Some people get too overwhelmed with like, oh my God, but I have so many problems going on. Take it one problem at a time. The problem's still going to be there at the end of the day. You're just going to have to figure out how you're going to navigate that. And not one business owner's journey is the same. So you're going to have to love problem solving. For me, at least. I love it. I love puzzles. That's me.
Okay, so that's sort of that's going to move into our next question. What is one challenge that you have faced, part of the puzzle, right? One challenge that you have faced that you think other business owners probably face, and how did you overcome that challenge? Or even better yet, what's the biggest challenge you've faced? Let's just say that. Biggest challenge you faced as a business owner.
Oh, goodness. That is a really, really hard question for me. Oh, goodness. Biggest challenge as a business owner. I think it's mainly how to balance your challenges as an individual in your personal life and then stepping into your shoes as an entrepreneur and understanding, oh my gosh, this is the life I live day to day. How do I get out of that? And now be like, all right, I'm an entrepreneur again. And just the transition between your day-to-day challenges as an individual, not an entrepreneur, and then stepping now into it because, all right, it's 9 o'clock. If that's your start time for your business and you're ready to go, but you had, let's say, the kids were crazy in the morning and you had a really rough morning or with your partner, how do you balance the emotions that go on a day to day as a normal individual to now, all right, I need to be I need to be productive. I need to be my own leader. Like how that balance, that is still something that I'm trying to crack. Is like how to balance that, you know? And I always say this to myself, how am I today? Not perfect, but better.
Oh gosh, you're just blowing me away here, man. I mean, you're just the stuff you're sharing is just incredible. That's the positive mindset. And not just the positive mindset, the half glass full versus half glass empty. It's not
Hmm.
just the positive mindset, I call it the possibility mindset. Because when you speak to yourself like that, it's opening up possibilities. Rather than limiting ourselves, it's not just saying I'm powerful, I'm powerful, the mantras, right? I'm good.
Yeah,
Today's gonna be a great day. It's gonna be better than yesterday. But it's like it's just opening up the possibility for what can come.
absolutely. And just being conscious of who you are
Yeah,
and your reality. Yes, everybody has bad days,
yeah.
but acknowledge it. Acknowledge it. It
It's
makes a
re
difference.
it does. So really, I mean, it's all about balancing. What I'm hearing from you, it's all about balancing. I call it the struggle of the juggle.
Mm,
So it's balancing the struggle of the juggle. Whether you have kids or you don't have kids, still everyone has a personal life,
totally, totally.
right? And it's balancing that. Some people have aging parents. They don't have kids, but they have aging parents.
Hmm.
Um, you lose people you love, friends, family, whatnot, just stuff in the world that
Yeah.
happens, which there's so much going on. And it's just balancing it all. And all the information coming at us, which is at a rapid speed that just blows our minds.
Absolutely.
Not in a good way.
Absolutely. And I will say this, if you are thinking about becoming an entrepreneur or starting that journey there, um, I would start here. Every structure you've come to know
Yeah.
in your life, take a hammer and just destroy it because there is no structure in day-to-day
Love it.
entrepreneurship. There is no structure
Yeah.
until you get to the point of stability. I would say, and even then, you still
Yeah.
get hurt. You still get challenges that get thrown at you.
Okay. So here's the thing. I'm gonna have you back because we run out of time.
Okay.
I want people to get to know you, Elevate Creative.
Hmm.
Uh,
Okay. So Elevate Creative, you already know websites, SEO, accessibility, and funnel marketing, but more
yeah.
than that. Um, I'm launching my own podcast next month,
Oh,
and it's
very
going to be called Shut the Fluff Up.
gosh. Oh my God. I love that.
Okay, shut the fluff up because obviously I'm in marketing. Everything is made to look pretty,
Yeah.
but the back end of it, the technology part, is so intimidating to people. And for me, I truly do believe that knowledge is power, and I'm not afraid to share that. And I don't take marketing in a coercive or fear-mongering way. I take it as, you know what? Let's take the intimidation out of technology and let me speak to you in plain terms so you understand all this jargon, all this technological, terms that are
Mhm.
just so scary to you. And let's make it something that you will understand. And that's it, plain and
That's
simple.
it. Shut the fluff up.
Shut
So
the fluff up.
I'll put the link in there and I can't wait to listen. I can't wait to listen. So you're going to come back. That's for sure. You're going to come back and talk about that and talk about everything else. But again, I'll put all the information in the show notes. So if you guys want to just reach out to Elle, um, just to have a conversation with her. Like this person is amazing, as you can tell, and just build your. She's first of all, she's extremely skilled at what she does, but more than that, she's just a better person. She's an amazing person. So
Thanks for
thank
that. You're
thank you,
making me
Elle.
blush.
Thank you. That's good. That's my job. So thank you, and also happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Glad to be here.
So stay on for a second. I'm going to
Okay.
say goodbye to everyone else. We'll see you. Before that, share this. Share this episode with any business owner, entrepreneur, or even a wantrepreneur who you think could see this. Or maybe it's someone that is it's a mom and they're thinking maybe about doing something and they're not sure. Just share it. Share it with your community because there's so much here that I think will help not just you but your friends and they will thank you for it. So
Also, I want to mention,
yeah,
please, if anyone here is listening and you want to chat with me about your goals, Whether you have a business or not, I'm open. I'm an open book. You can reach me at Ellevate My Biz, double L's for L. DM me. That's how
Yeah.
informal I am. Just message me and we'll chat.
Awesome. Perfect. Do it, my friends, do it. But I'll put your information in the comment section below. All right. We'll see you again next week, everyone, in another episode of the Stern Truth Business Unfiltered. Have an amazing week, everyone. Bye for now. Thank you so much for tuning in to The Stern Truth. If you found today's episode helpful, we would love to hear from you. Please like, share, and leave us a review. Also, if you'd like to be a guest in an upcoming episode or join us in one of our Momentum Accountability Group sessions, simply email me to marshall@marshallstern.net. That's marshallstern.net. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Until next time, keep pushing forward and leading with confidence.